Good cop, bad cop, good cop.
Deputy rescues boy from frozen pond. A Utah deputy is being hailed a hero after bravely jumping into icy water to save a drowning boy. The 8-year-old had been chasing his dog over a frozen pond late Monday when he suddenly fell through the ice. Another boy saw what happened and ran for help. Sergeant Aaron Thompson arrived first on the scene and immediately attempted a rescue, punching through the ice to create a pathway to the victim. When the ice got too thick to punch, Thompson stomped on it to get it to break and soon jumped into the water to search for the missing child. The boy had been in the water for about 30 minutes before Sergeant Thompson finally found him beneath the ice, roughly 25 feet from the shore. He was airlifted to a nearby hospital where he is still being treated. Thompson suffered cuts and abrasions on his arm and symptoms of hypothermia, but has since been treated and is expected to be back at work by next week. Keep watching for more daring rescues.
The kiss of life. This pooch nearly died in a house fire, but was promptly brought back from the brink thanks to one firefighter's mouth-to-snout rescue. After coming home to find her Santa Monica apartment burning, a 35-year-old woman frantically asked firefighters to help save her pet dog, who was still trapped inside. As the blaze was contained, firefighter Alex Klein grabbed the dog, who had no pulse and wasn't breathing. Klein quickly performed CPR on the pup and gave him oxygen through a special mask. It took 20 minutes, but the lucky dog eventually came back to the land of the living. No other pets or humans were injured in the fire. The pup was transferred to a local animal hospital, but is now back on his paws, even swinging by the station to personally say thanks.
Family dog dies protecting baby from fire. On Sunday night, a loyal canine proved once again why dogs are man's best friend. Polo gave his own life to save 8-month-old Viviana Peremski, who was caught in a house fire. Viviana's mother, Erica, had stepped outside to go to her car when the fire started. Polo refused to leave the house and instead remained inside to protect Viviana, who was upstairs in the bedroom. As the fire raged throughout the house, Polo covered Viviana with his body to protect her from the flames. It took the firefighters 30 minutes to bring the fire under control. They found Polo in the room with the baby. Paramedics were able to resuscitate Viviana at the scene, but she remains in serious condition with severe burns on her face, arm and sides. Polo did not survive. A GoFundMe page has been set up by a Good Samaritan to help the family finance baby Viviana's treatment.
Teens fall through frozen Central Park pond. A group of teenage boys got an unexpected ice bath when the glaze on a frozen pond broke and they fell into the freezing cold water. It all went down at New York Central Park on Monday night when the boys thought it would be a good idea to play on a frozen pond. When the ice broke, some Good Samaritans rushed to help the teenagers, while others filmed the ordeal with their cell phones. Guess the kids didn't realize that ice must reach a minimum thickness to be safe, ranging from around 10 inches thick to support a medium-sized truck to 3 inches for one person with gear. But when the ice is only 2 inches thick, watch out, unless you enjoy cold baths. Let's just say these kids really were playing on thin ice. The boys were eventually pulled out of the pond and are doing fine, aside from a few cases of mild hypothermia. Fire chief said the incident should serve as a warning to others not to play on the Central Park ice. Saved. Hurricane Harvey claimed one less life in Houston after a TV crew helped save a trucker from a watery death. As heavy rain submerged most of the city in floodwater on Sunday, one semi-truck driver found himself trapped inside his vehicle, which was in about 10 feet of water. A KHOU 11 news crew covering the flooding saw the truck and spotted the man stuck inside. They urged the driver to stay put while they called for help. Reporter Brandy Smith flagged down 2 sheriff's deputies who were driving past with a rescue boat and alerted them to the man's plight. Within minutes, the deputies were on a boat and pulling the driver out of his flooded vehicle to safety. Smith and her cameraman kept the video rolling during the rescue and were relieved when the man was finally back on dry land. It was an emotional rescue, especially after deputies recounted a similar incident last year, which ended in tragedy.
Elderly driver survives ocean plunge. An 85-year-old woman had a miraculous escape when she drove her car into the sea. Members of the emergency services and some good Samaritans sprang into action when Marie Fitzgerald sank into the water. Witnesses said Fitzgerald appeared to be parking her car last Thursday at Eastern Point Beach in Groton, Connecticut. But instead, she sped up and crashed through a walkway railing, bouncing off rocks and into the ocean. One passerby tried to help by smashing her windshield with a piece of broken barrier, but that only made things worse.
She's got to be able to climb out the front. Oh my God.
Luckily, it didn't take long for police and firefighters to arrive on the scene and quickly wade into the water. Using an axe, a police officer smashed the passenger window, opened the door, and dragged Fitzgerald to safety. The rescue came not a moment too soon, as water covered Fitzgerald's entire body except her chin, mouth, and nose. The 85-year-old remained conscious throughout the ordeal. She is reportedly doing fine at home after her exciting day out at the beach.